The state of South Carolina has taken center stage in politics as February 3rd, 2024 serves as the Democratic primary for the presidency, and February 24th serves as the Republican primary. It is widely expected on February 3rd that Joe Biden will win the state of South Carolina, and on February 24th, it is widely expected that Donald Trump is going to beat up Nikki Haley. Right now, the purpose of this video is that while South Carolina is on the center stage for politics, we got a situation where white supremacy is trying to take all sides of the equation. And Mother Emmanuel AME Church, which is on Calhoun Street, and my homeboy goes to that church, is being used as a backdrop for these people out here to play their little games. June 17th, 2015, you had that white supremacist piece of trash, Dylan Roof, little after 8 p.m., went into that church on that night. The parishioners embraced them, they took him in, they prayed with him, and he ended up murdering them. In cold blood. 9 people were murdered, 12 people were injured altogether. He left the damn church a little after about 9:45-ish with the gun in his right hand. He got back in his car and he drove off. They caught his ass the next day. They even give this motherfucker Burger King. So he gets tried, convicted, all that shit. The dude literally admitted out his mouth that he wanted to start a race war. Why? Because in his mind, black people were doing all this stuff to whites when he was being interrogated by the detectives. So that piece of trash is rotting in prison right now. Let's fast forward all this years later, and we have people out here vying for the presidency. So let's peep game for how white supremacy takes all sides of the equation. So you got this situation going on where 9 people are dead due to the actions of a white supremacist, and we got a president who is trying to use this church as his back because he was not a couple weeks ago. This was him. A couple weeks ago at that church to try to jumpstart his re-election campaign. Need I remind you, he was the vice president when that situation took place. You would think after that horrific incident, we would have got an anti-black hate crime bill, but instead, the victims got $88 million. With 9 people, that's really not a whole lot of money when you divide it 9 ways. But nevertheless, you would have think that after that horrific atrocity, we would have finally got some form of protection against hate crimes. But we didn't. All we got is Obama going up on the pulpit, singing some songs and doing some lip service, and we had to use our imagination to fill in the fucking blanks. And then you got this slime ball right here trying to use this horrific incident as some backdrop to jumpstart a re-election campaign. Then you got the other side of the aisle. Nikki Haley. Now, Nikki Haley, she was governor of South Carolina at the time, when this took place. She tried to paint this rosy picture in the 2020 Republican National Convention, but people just quickly came together. We held hands and we took down the flag peacefully. That is fucking bullshit. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm not trying to go too deep into it because I don't want to lose track of of the point I'm trying to drive home. This woman has been saying for years that America wasn't a racist country. That obviously Dylan Roof didn't get the fucking memo. Because Dylan Roof wanted to start a race war. And you want to sit and talk about how America isn't a racist country when that man literally said out his mouth he wanted to start a race war? Are you kidding me, woman? See, Nikki Haley trying to be everything to everybody. Nikki Haley is trying to lick her finger, put it up to the sky to see where the wind blows, and that's the direction she's going to go. She's always been this fucking slimy. Politics is a game, is a grimy game that's played by slimy individuals, and you're going to use dead black folks as a way to get your point across. And for anybody that will listen you to be fed their proverbial red meat, they'll sit up there and say, oh man, we're not racist. Oh, America's not racist. Yet we got racist stuff being done to us all the time. Another element to this thing, right? Because in the years that's followed that horrific incident, both Republican and Democrat has taken positions within the White House, had control of the Senate, had control of the House of Representatives. Neither one of the aisles has provided a hate crime bill, reparations, or anything to that effect that benefits the black community specifically. And who becomes the end of, because this was the guy. This was the guy that went and did that. This guy was a landscaper. He was a landscaper, and he specifically targeted that church. He's told the detectives during the interrogation that he went on this website called SCI Way. He went on SCI Way, and that's how he discovered this church. He didn't want to go in the hood because if he went to the hood, there's a good chance that he may not even make it out the hood. So these cowards would target areas where it's likely that there'll be no resistance. These guys plot and scheme their way into targeting their victims and all that. No, he's not going to encounter nobody in his age group because people in this age group is not going to tolerate that shit. As soon as he stepped his ass in the hood, if he tried to call himself going to Charleston at over there, Gaston Green Projects, Baton Green, or Bayside Man and all that, they would have. He would have made it out. He would not have made it out. So that's why these punk ass white supremacists target churches, target supermarkets. Who can ever forget Pitt and Gendron when he went to that top supermarket out in Buffalo and murdered 10 black folks, right? And where did he say he drew the inspiration from? He said he drew the inspiration from Dylan Roof. Because we got media outlets, conservative media outlets. You got bastards like Charlie Kirk, these punk ass bitches like goddamn Christopher Rufo, and people of this ilk pushing this bullshit about critical race theory, about the white population being is being decreased because of us black folks. We black folks out here doing all this stuff to white people. That's the bullshit they out here pushing. Meanwhile, we just trying to live our life. We just trying to do what we got to do to survive. And yet we got these white supremacists targeting us for whatever reason, based on the lies that's being pushed. So yes, you got the victims that's being used as pawns. You got the victims being used as pawns in this political chessboard. These 9 victims right here is being used as pawns, and you got these politicians dancing on their grave right now. Also, they can get some votes so they can get put in a position of power. Clearly, these guys hold high position but don't hold high qualities. I mean, what kind of individual are you to call yourself dancing on the graves of the victims here? Well, what kind of person are you to use this as some kind of backdrop for your political ambitions? Like, we supposed to forget, and we supposed to keep on extending the olive branch, and we supposed to just keep on getting beaten. Man, fuck all that shit. This is another reason for anybody that calls himself, oh man, LB, you must be a plant for the Democrats, or LB, you must support Republicans. This is another reason why I don't support either party. Get it through your fucking head. This channel right here don't support neither Republican nor Democrat. Because they both playing games with this shit. They both playing games at the expense of these victims here. The man on the top left, that's Reverend Dr. Clementa Pinckney. He was a state senator and also the senior pastor of that church. You got Biden out here trying to launch some political campaign, and then they try to hijack that by talking about free Palestine. Like we got anything to do with the hell's going on in Gaza. They're always trying to lump us into some situation we don't have nothing to do with, and then for a second, we don't care about. We don't care about what the hell's going on in Gaza. As far as I'm concerned, they can do whatever out there. I don't care. That's their war. Let them fight their war. I got a war here. I got to fight. We get unjustly put in prison. We can unjustly get murdered by cops and all that. And they talk about, oh man, we don't need to defund the police. We need to refund the police. Both sides of the aisle is doing it. So why should I support either party? And for you lurkers on and hangers on and out there, look, if you're going to sit up here and try to project things onto me, at least do your due diligence before you just come out and make some empty statement. Go through my timeline. My timeline, I got over 2,000 videos in my timeline. Go through my timeline. See how I talk. I have not wavered not one bit. So don't be putting false labels on me. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. This is disgusting. This is disgusting what these two slimy ass individuals is trying to do at the expense of these victims at Mother Emmanuel AME Church. You're just going to treat the whole situation as some political playground where y'all can do jumping jacks, play double dutch, jump rope. Y'all can do the whole monkey bars and shit. It's just disgusting. But I'm supposed to vote for these people. These are the people I'm supposed to vote for. Nobody's pushing tangibles. Nobody pushing bill or cash payments, anything to that effect that's going to benefit the Black community specifically. I'm not trying to have everybody dip into the pot. No, it's supposed to be specifically for foundational Black Americans because that's who you want the vote from. Because we the trendsetters, we the needle movers, we the ones that's going to determine who ends up president and who's going to be thinking about what they're going to do next in their lives. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. I'm not here to sit up here and tell you all kinds of sweet nothings you want to hear. If you got a problem with what I'm saying, well, that's just too goddamn bad. That's just too bad. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Ho!